All right, welcome to the Blessed on Purpose Network TV channel. We are here today. I am super excited to have with me today the becoming the Shero Entrepreneur Virtual Book Tour. I am super excited about that. I want to welcome you all on to the Blessed on Purpose Network TV channel. Here where we I have interviews, we service individuals, we do praise and worship, we do so much on the Blessed on Purpose Network TV channel. I am excited to have these women of God in my presence today for this spectacular interview. And I am going to introduce to you, first of all, Mrs. Anissa Shorts, or should I say Dr. Anissa Shorts, and she's going to tell who she is and what this thing is all about. So y'all just kick your shoes off, sit back and relax, and get some info and get these women's books. Okay. So here she goes, Sister Dr. Anissa Short. Welcome to the Blessed on Purpose Network TV channel.
Thank you so much, Christine. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to say thank you to you. Congratulations on this platform. I see you doing big things, a huge supercalifragilisticexpialidocious things with this network. And so thank you for the opportunity for all of us that are represented here to be able to share this time, for giving us this airspace. And so I wish you nothing but the best of success, because as you give and pour into others, or give others an opportunity to voice who they are and what they're doing and what they're all about, I just know that everything is going to come back to you as well. So as I already stated, my name is Anissa Short, and I am excited to have some of my girlfriends with me. We have been touring all over the world via virtual, via Zoom, well, not really the world, but close to it. We made it as far as the Virgin Islands. So is that's a part of the United States. Okay, anyway, but you get the point. We are excited about the launch of our new book. It's the title of which is Becoming the Shero. I served as the coordinator of the project this time last year, February-ish, March-ish. I put it out there. I said I was looking for women to partner with me to write a book, and the title of which is Becoming the Shero. And so the objective of the book is just to paint the picture of not only the fact that we've had Sheros who've made a major impact in our lives, but we also are Sheros ourselves, and that women should never discredit themselves. Oftentimes we look at others as being, the super women, but we don't see ourselves in that same light. But each one of us serve in that capacity in some way. And so when I submitted the petition out there, I immediately started getting responses, and everybody that responded I liked, which made the choice even easier, right? So I know all of these women from various vantage points. I think I am the common denominator that brought them all together. But the beautiful thing about it is, as a result of us working on this project together, they have built relationships amongst themselves, which makes it even more of a beautiful tapestry. So yes, Becoming the Shero is being released progressively in this month of March. And hopefully by the time the month ends, everybody will be in a position for us to take it to the next level. We have several interviews on various platforms this month. In the month of May, we're planning to do a Becoming the Shero Summit to salute the women that we've dedicated our books to, which most of the times are our moms or our mother figures. And so, yes, I'm excited. I'm really excited about what we've created together. It could not be done. Every person played a part. Each one of us are a piece of the puzzle, and the puzzle has come together beautifully. So yes, again, thanks, Christine, for this opportunity to share a little bit about what this book is about, and for my ladies, my girlfriends, my friends, my cohorts, to have an opportunity not only to introduce themselves to your audience, but to share a little bit about the book as well.
Yes, that is so awesome, Dr. Short. That is really awesome. And I just seen hey, Jolana. Hey. I just seen her pop in, and I am so excited, you all, about this thing. I'm excited for you all about this. And so if you notice, I put across the screen Becoming the Shero Virtual Book Tour, so the people that's listening and can see it and looking can see it. And what I failed to say when I started was, if you wish to make a comment, anyone that's listening, if you wish to make a comment, please grant permission from the StreamYard so you can do so. And I meant to say that from the beginning, and I totally forgot. So anyway, I'm going to, at this point, I guess I'm going to just start from whoever wants to start first, and let you give your name, where you're from, and why you suggest people get your book. So that's what I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna let y'all have y'all way. Right at this, I'm gonna mute my mic, so y'all go ahead and start whichever order you would like to start in. It doesn't matter.
Well, I'll start. Hello, my name is Anita Blue. I am from Fayetteville, North Carolina, born and raised here. And I think that the people should get the book because it's going to have so many encouraging concepts for every woman from all walks of life. And it's going to help you to be even more confident and sure about the path that you're supposed to be walking, because in some way or another, you're going to be able to glean from each woman's chapter. They might not have gone the same path that you're going. Some people may have had it in your mind easier than you. But nevertheless, there is something that you can get from every single chapter, and you're going to be able to it's going to be a springboard for you to catapult you to your next level, I believe. So I encourage people to get the book, embrace what's for you, because you know, whenever you have that confirmation in your heart that said for me, they wrote that for me, that sentence was for me, that quote was for me, you grab hold of it and you move forward in what God has destined you to do so that you can fulfill your destiny for your life.
Well, I guess I'll go next. Sherry Hall, also known as Sherry's World. Everyone is welcome to Sherry's World. I am from Nashville, Tennessee, originally from Memphis. Born and raised, but I've been in Nashville for over 20 years. I know I only look 22. But anyway, I'm very happy to be a part of this project. I agree wholeheartedly with Anita, with what she stated. I believe this book is going to bless you. And for a lot of reasons, I believe that my number one reason is because of all the quality of ladies that are part of the project. And I don't think the enemy fights you as hard as he does, and as hard as he has fought us for this book. If it wasn't something for somebody that's going to need the encouragement, the inspiration, the uplifting, however you want to use it. You know, even with the precursor, our ebook, I know some people have used it as like a devotion for her group of women. So I see the book being that way. And with the workbook, for the ones who were able to get the workbook, oh my goodness. So, or the journal, excuse me. So I believe it's going to be awesome. And that's my reason. And I go back on mute.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Jolana Walker Herman. I am born and raised in Fayetteville, North Carolina, currently residing in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. And so I just want to say, man, I'm very excited about the book because I know for a fact, especially when I got the book myself, I started looking through it, and with all the contributions, and it's a lot of golden nuggets, especially God's revelations of different women that talked about their entrepreneurship journey. And so that's the biggest thing. If you're on this journey, it's not an overnight success. And so if you want to hear, tidbits of revelation and golden nuggets to help you move to the next level in entrepreneurship, this is definitely the book. I mean, I always say that entrepreneurship is not for the weak. So we have a group of women here who's literally been pouring their heart out, just letting you know, like, okay, look, this is not a destination, but this is a journey. And so I'm so excited. And I'm very excited because of the group of women that we're a part of. I mean, everybody's contributing to this book on another different level. It's such a, you get one book, one author, and you have this information, but you get many authors in this book. And I'm telling you, it's such a jewel. So I know you would not regret it. So.
Okay, I'll go next. I'm Dr. Belinda Wilkerson. I live in Fayetteville, North Carolina, but I'm from Rhode Island. I always have to get that in. I think it's important for people to read this book because everyone has a story to tell, and everyone's story is different. One of the quotes that Maya Angelou said that is, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside of you. And I think this gave all of us the opportunity to take a part of our story, because you're only getting a snippet of each of our stories, but everyone has an opportunity to start somewhere with their story. And this is what this does for you. Like Anita said, everybody's story may not be for you, but there will be a section in there that will resonate with you, that will talk to you, that will make you say, oh, that's what I was feeling. That's what that was about. Okay, you'll get that little tap on the shoulder. So I really think this is a great way for people to understand that we all have stories. They may not all look the same, but there will be some common thread in them throughout. So please, when everyone's book comes out, please grab one. Thank you.
Hello, hello. I guess I will go next. So I am Ebony Walker. Just like many of us on here, I reside in Fayetteville, North Carolina, but I'm originally from a little town called Eastwood that's in Pinehurst, North Carolina. And this book, listen, Becoming the Shero, I think that it can literally be the compass for women of all ages, all colors, all backgrounds, all whatever. It's almost like you're just trying to figure out, has anybody else ever dealt with this? Has anybody else ever gone through this? And literally, I mean, this is just a small portion of the co-authors for this book, but you can find somebody, several people probably within this book, that their story will resonate with you. It will fuel you. It'll help you see, you know what, they went through this, but they're still doing this. So I have no excuse. And I definitely would say anybody should get it. Even men could learn something from it, you know, so that they could grasp the concept of how women think when they're going through certain things. You have such an array of beautiful women from different places all across the country who have literally been through some of the same things in different manners. So maybe you can't figure out how to get through your process like I did, but if you read Jerlana's story, then that might give you some nuggets. And then if you read Dr. Short's story, that might give you nuggets. If you read some of the other, so you can get bits and pieces. It's almost like a buffet. You may not want a whole lot of everything, but you may say, okay, I want some of those potatoes. I think I'll take some of that rice. Oh, I definitely want a piece of chicken. Oh, I see some dessert. So you can get all of that and get full off of this book. Everybody's story is amazing. So get this book because you need it so that you can get the fuel to become the Shero or hero.
All right, so we saved the best for last. No, so I just want to give you a visual with this as well. So this is the book we're talking about that we're all just so excited. This is Becoming the Shero. I am Munch Riley. I'm also in the wonderful city of Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's bright and sunny today. Thank you, Jesus. And the reason that I think that you should get this book is because it's time to lift everyone else up. Something my father always tells me is that you want to lift others as you climb. And, you know, with the pandemic and everything that's going on, there's no better time to help people realize that they have more potential and more in them than they ever thought before. People need encouragement. They need to know that they're not alone. They need to know that, okay, someone else did it in my shoes, so now I can do it. And the best way to do that is through knowledge. So by getting this book, you're not only encouraging yourself, but you're lifting up other people and inspiring them to become the Sheros that they already are. There's so many people with talents and businesses and gifts that are just hidden and have yet to be untapped. And I believe that through reading this book and sharing it with others, you're going to help unlock the potential in people.
Well, all right, and there you have it. And we, for some reason, is that Michelle? Your microphone was in and out, but anyway, we're gonna get that story that she just told because I know it was powerful. But anyway, so I want the book. Y'all just sold the book to me, so I want the book from somebody. So yeah, I gotta have it. I feel like I'm a Shero. I know I'm a Shero, and I want that book. I want to read what y'all got to talk about. And apply to my life daily. Yeah,
I got you a copy,
all right, and apply to my life daily. And yeah, I gotta have it, and I'll share it. You know, I'll let people know. You know, you need this book. Every woman I see or talk to, you need this book, because everybody wants to be a Shero. Everyone that I know wants to be a Shero. So this will be perfect. Again, this is exciting. This is interesting, and I am so again excited to have you all powerful women of God on my Blessed on Purpose Network TV channel on today. I feel really good about it because you look so professional. You sound so professional. You just look pretty today. And I appreciate you being on here, taking out your time. I appreciate Anissa actually want to have this on my Blessed on Purpose Network TV show. I'm glad she wanted. I'm glad she chose me as a part of it, and I just feel very special about that, y'all. So anyway, at this point, I want to ask a question. I heard y'all talking about the Shero book and this and that, and how you should purchase it and this and that. What exactly is your a definition of a Shero? That's what's coming to my mind. Can someone please explain that to me and the people that's listening and will see the replay? What exactly is a Shero?
Ebony, would you mind taking that one? Ebony gave us a beautiful definition of what a shero
Okay.
was. I know what I would
Okay.
like. I know what I conveyed, but we had her to make it more concise. She is our guru when it comes to words. So, Ebony, if
Okay.
you would.
And I felt like you were going to ask me, and I looked at my book, and it's way over there because I was just going to the back of it. I do not remember verbatim, but right off the top of my head, a shero, we know what a hero is, but a shero is literally that woman, that female that is doing all that she possibly can to save those who don't even recognize they need saving. It can be your mother, it can be your sister, it can be your aunt, your cousin, it can be an entrepreneur, a pastor. But a lot of times we talk about women and how strong they are, and we always talk about mothers and how strong they are. A shero is somebody who is saving you when you have no idea that you need saving. It's someone who is paving the way for you and ensuring that you don't feel the brunt of pressure from the world around you. Just like many of us, if we have mother or if we have children, I have nieces and nephews, a lot of times we do things, we make sacrifices, we go the extra mile, and sometimes no one ever comes back to say thank you, but we get it done. And then we look back and we're excited that, okay, I was able to do that so they don't feel that. Those that are mothers, we know we've made sacrifices and we've done things for these kids, and they have no idea the things that we've missed out on, or the nights that we may have been hungry, or the opportunities we may have given up. A shero is someone who is not selfish, but they put everyone before themselves, but they also know how to step back and get poured back into so that they can continue to change the world, whether it's the world in your neighborhood, the world in your church, the world in your backyard, or if it's a global world. They are literally paving
Wow.
the way for others, and it's not about them.
Oh, I know definitely I'm a Shero now because she just explained myself to me. And I try, I tell you, so I know I'm a Shero. I know y'all are Sheroes, that's all that. So I am super excited. Again, like I said, this is going too fast. So I'm gonna let y'all talk some more because this interview is so interesting. It's going too fast for me. So I need more. I want y'all to tell me more, So I'm gonna let y'all, whoever wants to speak and say something about your book, about yourself, it doesn't matter. Just go ahead and carry out. I'm gonna let you have the platform.
Well, Mother Christine, let me add this. I hope you guys can hear me. I don't know if it's my sound is kind of strange,
Mm-hmm.
but one of the things that I loved about the compilation of this book is that I mentioned before that I just put it out there, and who was interested, like whosoever will, let them come, as they say. And and so they all showed up, right? So we got the numbers of women, and then I did not want to place any limitations on people because I wanted them to write from their heart. I gave them an idea of what I believe the concept of the book should be, and I let them bring to the table their portion, right? And the beautiful thing about it is that nobody wrote the same thing. However, there were some who had a common thread, as Dr. Belinda mentioned. And so what that allowed me to do as the coordinator of the project is kind of subcategorize the entire book. So for example, there are 3 ladies in our group that wrote their chapter. The common thread was it talked about sheroes being committed. Now their stories were different, but their commitment was obvious in their storylines. And so they fall under the subcategory of sheroes are committed. Then there's another 3 or 4 beautiful ladies. And the common thread within their storyline is that sheroes thrive in their lane. Now, why is that important? We are never supposed to be just like someone else. We can be inspired by that person. We can build up our motivation, can be built up by our relationship with that other person. But often, too many times, women will compare themselves. We're never supposed to be about comparison, but we are supposed to be a source of support for each other. And so when you find your lane and you run in your lane, you can just be, superwoman. And so these ladies talked about the blessing of finding their lane and how it soared. Now, their stories were different. Some of them embraced their lane wholeheartedly, and some had to be dragged across the finish line to start to stay in their lane. But nevertheless, they began to thrive in their lane. Then there were other ladies who talked about life decisions and how those life decisions or circumstances required that they make a pivot, that they had to pivot. And so, of course, COVID has taught us that. COVID-19, a lot of us had to pivot, and we are still pivoting. We're in the process of the pivot even now. But we talk about their storylines again, totally unique to them. But the common thread is they talk about how the common thread is their ability to pivot, and they pivoted whether they wanted to or not. And sometimes it was a hard pivot, and sometimes it was an easy pivot. But when they made the pivot, they saw the beautiful things that were on the other side. And then last but not least, the last ladies, 3 or 4 ladies, talked about Sheroes think differently. Sheroes may have negative circumstances, but negative circumstances don't have Sheroes. Sheroes may go through challenges, they may fall down, but they don't stay down. They get back up. And so in order to be a Shero, you have to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You see the glass half full instead of half empty. And sometimes that's hard to do, but when you stay in an environment of other Sheroes, we pour into each other. And so what I may be weak in, you're strong, and you help me become stronger. So that's what a Shero is. I start the book off talking about, growing up, and you had the Superman, you had the Batman, you had all these other superhero men, and none of that resonated with me. But when Wonder Woman came out, oh shucking, now the whole storyline changed, right? And I said that she kicked butt, she made things happen, she saved the day, and she looked good doing it, right? So that's what we do. That's who we are, and that's who we aspire to be. We make things happen. We face challenges, we overcome circumstances, and we look good doing it. We dust ourselves off, and we can go back with our hair in place and our makeup is still intact. And so that's what a Shero is. We are Sheros. We had Sheros go before us to help us to become who we are today. And then as a result of us living our life with transparency and authenticity, we are becoming Sheroes for those who come behind us. And so that's what the story, that's it in a nutshell. That's it in a nutshell.
Oh wow, that's it. So, wow, and I've never really heard. Honestly, I've never really heard and really thought about a Shero until actually now. Now I've heard people say it in the past. I've seen on Facebook Shero this and Shero that. I'm like, okay, 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 Shero, okay, she's a Shero, okay. But for you all to break it down like this, now I totally understand exactly what a Shero is and what our purpose is in life. And that's just totally awesome. That's awesome. So if anyone else can want to add in, you can. Like I said, y'all, this is y'all platform today, and y'all can carry it out however you want to. So y'all have your way. Have your way. I'm muting my mic.
So I'll just say a little. So I work a lot with high school students, and one of the things I'm always encouraging them is to get out of their comfort zone. So when Anissa put out the call for authors to be part of this anthology, I remember looking at her message and I said, oh, I'm not doing that, because that is not my comfort zone to put any part of my story out there unless it's something I can control in a certain way. But I thought about, okay, this is the time when I need to practice what I preach to my kids. So Anissa, thank you, because you made me get out of my comfort zone in a certain part that I never thought I was going to do. And I remember sitting there writing, and I'm like, okay, now this doesn't sound good. That doesn't, no, I'm not going to do this. But I kept thinking about, I've got to get out of my comfort zone. I've got to move beyond it. So this is something that I can do. And then when I did it and wrote and sent it actually to 10 friends to look at, they said, oh, we didn't know that. So again, the messages that I got back from people when it was in draft form were so positive, so supportive, that I said, oh, this is where I was supposed to be at this time, even though the pivot was hard. This is where I'm supposed to be. So yeah, it's about getting through your comfort zone and showing folks how that's done.
I also wanted to add, I think the fact that we were able to birth this baby during a pandemic is proof that there are no limitations on whatever it is that you're called and created to do. everybody has used the pandemic as an excuse, and I'm not being insensitive, but throughout this pandemic, a lot of people unfortunately have lost their lives, but a lot of people have been pushed to make alternate decisions and to pivot. A lot of people have had to basically look at where they presently were and say, okay, you know what? I can either do this or I can do that. And it's so ironic that Dr. Belinda said, when she read the message, she was like, oh, no, that's not for me. Because my immediate mindset was, I don't have time and it's a pandemic and I got to save my coins. And I got a kid at the time my son was graduating high school. I'm like, I cannot, I'm not doing, but it's like, but why not? But why not? And then when the pandemic came about, I really believe that was an excuse that everybody synonymously could use. So it's like, well, I don't really want to say that I'm lazy or I'm scared, so I'm going to blame it on the pandemic. So I think that all of us were able to be a part of this, not just because we love Dr. Anissa, because all of us have different relationships with her. And it's funny, when we were asked one time before, well, what made you do it? Well, because of her, because of the integrity that she has. But I really believe it was more so proving, not even to the world, but to ourselves, that if we could do something of this magnitude during a time where everything was shut down, where finances were being tampered with, health was at it was just so much going on. If we could create and birth something to still inspire, even in the midst of something that was just trying to take away the voice of many, then there's nothing we can't do. So if we did this during a pandemic and then still had all of the stuff that happened throughout this process that has just been nothing but pure foolishness, then now we can say, you know what? I birthed the book during the pandemic and we had issues and we still made it come out and we're still doing it. Please, you can throw whatever you want to throw, devil, because I am not going to sit down. I'm not going to sit back. I'm not going to be quiet. You tried it, but you lost. So next. And I think that has given us that ammunition to say, oh, nice try, but I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
Preach, daughter. Preach. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I go ahead and jump on in since she didn't fire up the spirit on the inside. Uh, my part I wanted to add is, of course, Anissa was our main line. She was the one that did it, and I did the same thing, Dr. Belinda. Like, me write a book? Nah. But I called Anissa because each of us who try to stay in tune to the spirit, when you get that certain feeling that says, hey, I think you need to do something, I said, okay, let me at least call her and give her my concerns. Of course, over the time, she's made me realize that I'm an overthinker. But I thank God for that. I thank God for that. At least I try to make it right the first time. But I fell into the category, in terms of the book, I fell into the category of people who think differently. And I know I've always been different. I think I forget the word I use, but I describe myself as, kind of eclectic, if you will. And so my chapter falls under there. I won't give the chapter name, but I do kind of concentrate within that area of knowing all the right things that you should be doing and looking good, looking the part, but on the inside knowing you haven't done half the things you said you needed to do. But you don't want to not be a woman of your word, so you make it look good and you do push through. So I guess that's part of the Shero in a different kind of way, because you make yourself push through because you gave your word or you committed to it. It might not be pretty and it might not come out exactly the way you wanted it to in the beginning, but at least you follow through. And a lot of things you won't share, a lot of things you won't put out there. But you have to tell yourself, I can do this. I'm not a failure. I am a woman of my word. They do need what I need. And you just start kind of preaching and teaching to yourself. But it's nice to be surrounded by girlfriends who are also like-minded believers who will encourage you and say, girl, come on here. It's good to be surrounded by that as well. So I do totally, honestly, wholeheartedly believe this book is going to bless you, because even reading through, like I said, the previous one, I'm like, oh, wow, this is going to be great. So I can't wait until I get my physical copies. I'm still waiting, but that's all right.
You're getting there. You're going to get it.
I am a Shero, right?
Well, I was going to add in, man, let me just tell you something. I think I had a lot of conviction. Okay. I wasn't condemned, but I had a lot of conviction right when this announcement was made regarding to be part of this anthology. And the conviction was this: it was about, when you like overcome a particular thing in your life, or when you start having certain success and you start seeing biblical principles coming alive in your life,
you got to share it. So, it's a lot of times we keep it, some people say, oh, I'm not a writer, da, 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 which I felt like in the very beginning, this wasn't my first book, but I felt like in the very beginning, I'm not considered a writer. But at the end of the day, I feel like this is more, when it comes to writing, for me, it was more about, it's a spiritual thing. It's a ministry. And so it's about sharing what God has done, what revelations and what tools and principles that I use to be successful. And so that's an act of love when I start sharing. So I was really, that's where I was. So I kind of, in the chapter that I wrote in, it's so funny because, I started talking about how I was having this come to Jesus meeting. Like, I'm like, okay, Lord, why this didn't happen? You said this in your word. Why this? I did this. I did all this kind of stuff, right? But then he started pouring out this revelation, and I'm not going to share that revelation with you right now because you got to get the book. But he started pouring out this revelation, and I was like, my bad. Okay, yeah, okay, never mind. Okay, and I start writing it down, and so I'm just thinking about that whole journey, and I feel like that's just been my life period. And so I'm realizing people have what you need, by us being quiet about it. I'm so grateful that Anissa reached out. I'm so grateful that every woman that's on here said yes to this call, because that means that we have an answer, we have a solution. So whatever they have, have succeeded or overcoming, then that means, yes, now I can have some fire, I can have some motivation, I can have some inspiration, I can move forward now. And so sometimes some people are staying stuck because other people are not sharing their story, and so I'm just excited. I hate to show the book because I know we don't have everybody have the book yet, but I'm excited because we truly believe, and I know for a fact because they already said about, I know, right? But they truly believe that this is, I know for a fact that this particular book is going to bless people, because do you realize how long we've been working on this project, first of all? And this is not the normalcy. Like everything that has been happening.
Right.
Yes, it's not the normalcy. And so, but I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, like I know for a fact someone's going to be free just because of some of the warfare that came through and because of who is involved in this book. And so I'm very excited about the whole process, man. So look, this is just the beginning. Just at the beginning. So look, it's going to be an interview about, okay, the readers that read this book, guess what? These are the testimonies from them reading our book,
I can't wait. I
can't
wait.
I'm excited about that.
Since Jolana opened up the can of worms and Shero she got the can opener out, and then Jolana just went ahead and opened up a can of worms. I want to share this part because it matters. Typically in the literary projects that I've worked on before of this nature, so to say, we can get the book started in completion in about 6 months window. Mm-hmm. That's not uncommon. 6 months. That's from the inception to the creation, and we're celebrating. And it may take a little longer in some instances, but this bad baby, I was like, are you serious? It was just like I'm talking like COVID. First of all, COVID hit. So we got COVID show up, and we went home for 2 weeks and thought, oh, good, I get a 2-week vacation. Little did we know that the vacation would last a year, So COVID happens and everybody's a little alarmed about that. But, we just keep on trucking. We keep on trucking. Then mommies had to turn into school teachers. So now all of the free time that they thought they would typically have to work on the book is being delayed. Our publisher tied into that because our publisher is a mom and a grandmother. So she went from just having 1 or 2 kids in the house during the day to not only having children and grandchildren in her house. So now she's still trying to operate her business, help with homeschooling. Then her husband got sick. Okay, mind you. Okay. My husband had to have surgery. He went out to the mailbox and came back in with a knee that didn't work. So he had to have reconstructive surgery on a knee, which meant now I am a CNA and an Uber driver because I got and a physical therapist, So in addition to that, my father has a heart attack. One of the ladies in our unit has a flare up with an autoimmune disease, and she had to be hospitalized numerous times. Kim, who lives out in Oregon, they had wildfires, so she can't even come out of her house and can't hardly breathe because of the smoke. I mean, it was some people experienced death in their family. It was just one thing. And then not to mention some unfortunate circumstances tied to the editing process of the book, and it being uploaded prematurely and looking a hot mess, and we having to bring it back out. It's been one distraction after the other. I honestly tell you. And then by the time we feel like the dust is settled, we got our our wigs straight now because our wigs turned to one side. You know, we had one earring on, you know, our bra popped off and we didn't know where it was anymore. So we got all our stuff back in place. We got our wig on tight, our earrings in place. We fixed our brows and we ready to upload. And then the platform for which we're having our books printed, they changed their rules in 2021. So instead of all the books being launched simultaneously, it's one book at a time. And it's like, okay, your book posted today. Great. Now you can order your books. And then, okay, let's wait 3 or 4 more days. Oh, great. There's another book. It's like waiting on grass to grow. That's what it's like. So we thought November, then it got moved to January. Then we said, okay, to be February. Now we're in March and it's still not done. But you know what Sheros do? We do just
You
what I
said it.
said. We fight through the process. We make lemon out of lemonades. And once we make lemonade out of lemons, I should say, we make, and then we put our wig on and we get we paint our brows in and we cover up the gray hair. We put on our good bra and our cute clothes and we come out and we serve lemonade. So that's what we do. So we're propped and ready and we're waiting for everybody's book to be printed so we can serve some lemonade. And then what we're going to do in May is one thing about this book is we dedicated it. Each one of us dedicated our chapter or this book to one or two women that we consider to be sheroes in our lives. And most of the time, the common thread are pretty much that they were either our mothers or mother figures. And so we're going to salute and celebrate them in the month of May. So that's our way of getting through it. We're becoming the Shero. We have become the Sheros in the process of this book. So yes, I believe, you know, I don't think anything happens by coincidence, you know, so I just make the most of it. It's been a learning experience for me. And every experience I have learned, I passed on to them. And I'll go, well, in today's news of becoming the Shero, let me tell you what's happened today. You know, nothing new to report, but there is a glimpse of hope, you know, glimpse of hope. So it's just been interesting. Many people would have given up whenever we face adversity. You know, when things are not going the way we think they should go, we give up, we quit. But I refuse to do so because I believe this book title was given to me because I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and that title was given to me, and I wrote it on a pad beside my bed, so that when I woke up for real, I wouldn't forget what I heard. And so, yes, becoming the Shero is coming to an author near you.
That's awesome. That's a powerful. These are powerful testimonies. Like I said, and who would not want this book? No, let me rephrase that. What woman in this world would not want this book? Every woman that see this or hear you all speak should want to purchase that book. Seriously, because y'all put it out there like you need to get this book, and it's like that's how I took it. That's why I'm gonna get the book because I feel like I need this book. Like I say, to apply to my life daily, give me more strength. We all need more strength daily. We ain't no sense no sugarcoating anything. We all are weak at points because we're human. We have our days, we have our ups and downs, and we all need that push sometimes, that extra motivation, you know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it, and it might take me a while to read it because you know I'm not a reader because when I read I fall asleep, but some kind of way I'm gonna get through this book when I get it. So and I'll let y'all know when I finish it. And I ain't no telling when that's gonna be. Like I said, because I'm not a reader, but I do the best I can read, and I can't help it, Joe. So okay, anyway, so anybody else want to add to that? I'm excited. This is very good. This is very good.
I would like to say when I got the message from Anissa about her wanting people to be a co-author, I immediately knew I needed to be a part of it. And it was like I reached out to her, but you know how I never really wrote a book, but always had a desire to. And whenever you have a desire to do something, but you don't really have that frame of reference and you want like all the answers before you start so that you feel like as you move forward, you're moving in confidence. There are sometimes in our lives when a door is open and you don't have any idea what's on the other side of that threshold, but that door is open for you. And it takes that step of faith to say, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how this is going to look, but I'm walking through it. And so just that alone is being a Shero, not having all the answers, not having the scroll that says do this and then do that. But you know inside of you, you just know in your knower that this is something you need to be a part of. It's something that you need to do. So you step into the unknown and just having faith that this is something that fits me. You just know that it's a piece of a puzzle that's for your life. And then whenever you move forward in it, you know, things will start unfolding, but it takes that first step of faith and just being obedient. And this is something that I need to do. I don't even know how it's going to look. And when I wrote my chapter, I even called Anissa. I said, I don't think I'm like anywhere in the theme of what you want. And I just started sharing with her what my chapter was about. And she said, yes, that's exactly what we're looking for. And she began to just give me tidbits on how I can, you know, add some things. And, you know, I just took it and added, and it just, that confidence comes whenever you know you're in the right place. And so I just want to encourage every man, every woman out there, the child that's listening, when you know that something is for you, don't always look for the A, B, C, D instructions. When you know it's for you, then move forward, because the right people, the right support is going to come, the right words are going to come, the right skills are going to come, and it's just going to unfold for you. So, if you get an opportunity, please get this book, because it's going to just help you in so many ways become the Shero, not only for yourself, but for the people around you.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, and as she was speaking, I thought about something. You know, I'm always thinking, I don't know if that's good or bad, but I was thinking about some things that she was speaking. Like, I'm thinking, like, I never knew the day that Christine, I'm in Christine mode now. That's my name, Christine. Not Christine Speaks, I'm in Christine mode. That Christine will actually be surrounded by such professional, entrepreneurial authors, women of God like this that I am today. Not only today, but you know, every time I'm involved in something, and so I'm always surrounded by these type of women. And I'm like, I never knew the day I would be. I've always wanted to be, but I never knew that will I actually be in this atmosphere. And I thank God. I just thank Him so much for letting me experience this stuff, because this is where I've always wanted to be. Like writing books, I'm an author myself. You know, being a part of a project, I always wanted to do it, and I have an opportunity and to listen to you all. I feel good today. I feel good about this. This is the perfect interview. This is the perfect interview, y'all. Look at the background. Look at the scenery. It is beautiful. And I have to share that. You know, I have to share that. So anyone else want to speak, go ahead. We got a few more minutes. Anyone else want to share, go right ahead. Take the platform.
I'm gonna try. Let's see. Can you all hear me better now?
Your mic is
You
not
can't hear
working
me at all.
good. Mm-mm. Yeah, I don't know if it's a poor connection or what it is, but it's not working really good. It's like that whole lot of static, kind of sorta.
Well, Christine, I don't know. See, I think everybody pretty much has shared. I will just say in concluding that
Okay.
everybody, one of the things that I did in facilitating this project is I wanted to make sure that although all of our copies are identical, I wanted to make sure that every author had their own book with their name at the bottom as the author. And one of the reasons why that was important to me, although it wasn't required, is because I knew that I had several women who had never written a book before. This
Mm-hmm.
was their first. And so it was important to me that they be excited about seeing their name on the outside of a book, right? Even though they were a contributing author, and whether their name was on the front or not, they still have that glory. But it takes things to the next level to see their name on the front, and for people to see their name on the front. It's another level of pride. And so that was important to me. And it was also important, and I started this off at the very beginning. I started calling them, okay, hello, best-selling authors, because I knew this book would become a bestseller. And it did. It became an Amazon bestseller. So not only are we best-selling, not only are we authors, and some of us for the first time, but all of us are best-selling authors. So that is something that they can add to their repertoire, to their bio, they can refer to themselves as a best-selling author. Whether they felt like they knew what they were doing or not, it doesn't even matter. The dust
Mhm.
is settled. They are best-selling authors, and hopefully
Yes.
this is just the first of many. But it also is another testimony to what they've always said. Sometimes we are doubtful of what we possess, or we are doubtful or second guess the message that we have, or we may downplay the contributions that we can make, or and maybe think our story is not significant. But there is someone out there that needs to hear our story. There's someone out there that's waiting for our story. And so all of these ladies trusted me enough to give me their story so that we could put together this compilation, and this compilation has now become a bestseller. And so that's another plus. We have 14 women that are co-authors. They're from the West Coast to the Virgin Islands, and states in between. So not only do we have women from various backgrounds, but geographically they represent various states as well, and I'm excited about that. So this has been an awesome project. In spite of, it's all is good, all is well. Is my one friend of our family used to say, it's good and getting better. That's what he used to say. Things are good and getting better. And that's how I look at this project. It's good. Everything has been good and it's getting better.
Awesome, awesome. And I would like you ladies to do one more thing before we end. If you had, and just, and very short, if you could give some encouraging words to the women who want to become Shero and have no clue to of how to do it. If you could give some type of encouraging words to them, what would you say to them today that's watching or will watch this replay? Just something very brief from each one of you all is what I'm asking.
I'll go first. So I would just say for women out there who are considering or thinking about or even wondering, what is it about me that makes me a Shero? It's important to remember that we all have value. We all have value and we all have worth. So know your value. That's it.
I'll go ahead and hop on. My favorite scripture is Romans 8:28. So to any woman watching this, watching the replay, even any man, to become a Shero, first of all, you've got to know that all things work together for your good. Just like we have proven that this pandemic worked for our good, that even the different women that Dr. Anissa talked about, all of us experienced something, but we are proof that all things work together for good. The catch 22 is you've got to let it work. Let those things work for your good. So we can look at it as something negative. We can look at it as a setback. We can look at it as something that's frustrating, or we can look at it as something that we know is going to work for our good. Let it work for you.
Well, I guess I
Okay.
go next.
Oh,
Oh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
so I would say recognize who you belong to. So, for the ones that are Christians, first of all, you were made in God's image. So what does that mean? And God lives inside of you. And so that means we should be doing some big things. That means that automatically when you look in the mirror, you see God. Automatically when you look in the mirror, you see a queen or a king. Automatically when you look in the mirror, you could conquer anything. So you got it. Like you just got to look at yourself in the right lens to make sure that you can really move forward in your purpose. So that's what I will leave with you.
And I was just going to say, don't be afraid to be your authentic self. Just be you. Maybe every so often you got to, smooth out some rough edges here or there, but don't be afraid to be vulnerable and be yourself and show some of the rough edges, knowing that you are a continuous work. You're being perfected every day. So live in that. Walk in your purpose. Not sure what your purpose is. Just make sure you stay in tune with him. If you don't have a relationship with him, get one with him. Because even through the low times and the valleys, if you know he's there with you, you can keep going. He gives us a brand new morning, a brand new day. You get to wake up the next day, God willing, and I thank God for the breath I got today. Sometimes it's a little raggedy, a little cough or whatever, but I thank God I can still breathe. I still got breath in my lungs. So I'm going to keep moving forward because he gives me a brand new day every day. And on behalf of my sister, Mon Shiley, she says, trust your season and his timing. Amen.
And I would say, I just share a quote that 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 the Lord gave me. When you have an excellent attitude, excellent actions are inevitable. And so just having that spirit of excellence, that you want to give it 100%, that you want to be excellent in everything you do, that wanting is going to help other things come into place, because you know that that motivation of you wanting it to be excellent in everything you do, the actions that you do are going to be excellent. So have an excellent mindset.
Okay, and I guess I'll give my last my bit of advice would be to do it afraid. Do it afraid. Don't think that fear should be the deterrent because you're afraid that you shouldn't do it. Just do it afraid, and it may not always look pretty, but it is real. So just take the step, and don't allow fear to stop you. A lot of times we do, and we don't call it fear because as women we're very creative. We'll say things like, "Well, I need to pray about it," or "I need to talk to my husband," knowing you really don't. Or we may say, "I don't think it's my timing," or "Let me just think about that for a while," or we procrastinate. We'll say something came up like the pandemic hit. I don't know if I can. I mean, you stuck in the house. I mean, what keeps you from writing? So don't allow fear to stop you. Do it afraid. Do it afraid.
All right, all right. This is awesome, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Okay. So this is the end of the becoming the Shero virtual book tour again. I am super excited. This has been a perfect video, like I said, an awesome talk show. I'm gonna call it a talk show, and I often have these. So and I would love to have y'all back again. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but this is perfect. I mean, this is the honestly. I'm gonna be honest with you all. And I know we live. I know we live. I know we live. But this is beautiful. This is like one of the best interviews that I've had since I've had my Blessed on Purpose Network TV. This is one of the best. So I just want to let you guys know that. And so, and like I said, I'm happy, and I would love for everybody to unmute their mic, and so I can it just just like that, because I really appreciate you all for taking out your time, answering to Dr. Shorts, coming on here, being live, and and just filling out about this awesome book that everybody's gonna purchase when they hear about it. And so I thank you all for today for being on my show. I really thank you, and spread the word and tell people about Blessed on Purpose Network TV show. If they want to be on here, they can be on here, and they can talk, they can sing, they can do praise and worship, they can do whatever they want on the Blessed on Purpose TV Network channel. So if you all are singers and want to come back and do some praise and worship, feel free to do so. We can make that happen. We can make it happen, So that's what this TV is. My TV channel is based on spirituality, basically, So, and that's what I really want to base it on spirituality. So, and I want to keep it like that. I know everybody believes in different things, but I believe in what I believe in, So, and that's how I'm going to keep it. So, this is my TV show, so I can run it how I want to run it. So, and I believe in God, So, because without Him, we would not be this far. I know I wouldn't be as I am today without God, And so, and I just give Him the honor and the glory for it every day. Every day, I'm not ashamed of it anymore, and I don't care who knows it. I know where my bread and butter comes from. I know who is my helper. I know that. Nobody has to tell me that, So y'all got me stirred up. It's y'all fault. So, but I thank Him every day for it, and I know sometimes we have, issues, and we have things going on in our life that, we have, and the devil tries to come in and make us angry about things. But at the end of the day, I know who I serve. And I know He's the Almighty, I know He can do anything that we ask of Him. Anything, not some things, but anything if we're sincere about it. I know the man. I know who some of y'all are talking about. I know who He is. I have a relationship with Him, with God. So, and I know Him. I ain't dot out my I's and cross out my T's, but I'm working on it, being real, So, and I thank God. I thank God for you all. And I'm going to let Dr. Shorts go ahead and say some closing remarks, and we're going to be done.
Okay, so everybody needs to get a book. They definitely do. So depending on who on this platform, there are 14 authors. Find one and get your book. There is a journal that accompanies the book, which is a 90-day journal. So as you read the book, you can use it to chart your own Shero journey, to just share your experience, your to express yourself, I guess, either from reading a book or just use it as your daily, for your own daily, nuggets or what have you. But we are excited about the book. We really are, and we want everybody in the world to get a copy, because we're going to become international bestsellers next as a result. So thank you, Christine, again for this platform. I
You're
have your
welcome.
copy. I have an
Okay.
autographed copy for you as my thank you for
Thank
allowing me,
you.
because you didn't have to say yes. I wanted
Thank
to make
you.
sure that the women that are a part of this project got as much exposure as possible. So I reached out to who I knew, and I don't ever take it for granted when a person says yes, although I do expect a yes. I just do. I'm just crazy enough to expect for everybody. Nobody says no to me, right?
No,
And when they
nobody.
do, I go, oh, okay, so that means not right now. So I'll just check back again later. So, but I appreciate the yes. I thank you for the open door, and I believe that you will see continued success as you open the door to more people with your platform. So and
Thank
thank
you.
you, ladies, my tribe, for being available today to be a
Thank you
part of
all,
this.
ladies. Thank you all again. And you all have a beautiful, blessed day. And I will be sending this to Anissa. I think I can, right? I'm going to send it to her, and you all can get it from her and whatever. But and I appreciate you again. I thank you all. And thank you, Dr. Schwartz, for allowing me to do this.
You're
You
very
all have a
welcome.
beautiful, blessed day. Thank you
You
so
too.
much.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you.